there can be no such thing as wisdom and no such thing as public liberty without freedom of speech. Hello people from all over the world joining in for a video by Thukral Law Associates. I am Advocate Pragati and today we will discuss the concept of contempt. The aforementioned words, even though reiterated by Franklin, are somehow the very seed giving birth and concurrent growth to a rising democracy. Democracy is incapable of standing alone and is pillared by numerous factors, but it derives its major strength from the element that is existent in liberty given to its citizens and not just rendered but secured time to time. The object of the discipline enforced by the court in case of contempt of court is not to vindicate the dignity of the court or the person of the judge, but to prevent undue interference with the administration of justice. On the other hand, the word contempt is a strength-entailing source capable of guarding the administration of justice. It is not merely a disciplinary step, but is in fact a boundary within which the essence pertaining to justice is protected and concurrently beyond which, if taken a step, mandatorily invites disrespect towards a supreme authority that can be best described as a sacramental institution guaranteeing justice in various forms to every individual without any bias. The aforementioned approaches are two strong pillars conjointly supporting the marble base named as democracy, leaving a corresponding fear or doubt that if the pillars attempt to carry the load itself or shift its burden on the other pillar, the same can lead to an unavoidable eventuality where the marble will fall apart as a standing structure. This has led us to a discussion where the two crucial aspects strongly prevalent in our judicial system, that is the freedom of speech and expression, beautifully incorporated under Article 19, Part 3 of the Constitution of India, and contempt as defined under Section 2C of the Contempt of Courts Act 1971, come in conflict with each other or demarcate circumference for exercise of such freedom and right. This can be termed as a rock-solid approach, but with likelihood that many foot soldiers of the Constitution would agree. It can be stated that Part 3 Fundamental Rights is soul of the Indian Constitution, which has ensured since its existence that its essence cannot be snatched away, thereby reaffirming the very concept of a democratic nation. One of the main highlights of this part is Article 19, which yet again comprises of the two clauses. One, which guarantees the right to freedom of speech and expression to each and every individual, and the second clause of this article imposes reasonable restrictions on the freedom guaranteed under Article 19(2). Article 19 has been subject to numerous discussions, debates, opinions, but the beauty of all these approaches that were rendered time and again by different individuals lies in the fact that no approach entails a complete and concrete rigidity and there is always scope for reasonable justifications. This factor at all times will display the ambit and reach of this particular provision in the Indian Constitution. Contempt of court, on the other hand, has been categorized as an offence which is said to be committed as soon as any disobedience or disrespect towards the court is witnessed, perceived and correspondingly proved. The objective pertaining to introduction of this concept in India was to safeguard and ensure fair administration of justice without pinching a needle on the dignity and authority of any court of law. It further entailed intent to build conviction and buoyancy amongst its citizens in order to not deprive them of the faith the citizens recurrently impose on this particular pillar of the democracy. Owing to the nature of contempt, it is subdivided as civil and criminal contempt. Civil contempt happens to be a willful disobedience of an order of any court. On the other hand, criminal contempt contains within itself a factor which is more than just disobedience and is further capacitated enough to scandalize the court or prejudicing any judicial proceeding or interference with the administration of justice in any manner whatsoever. The main point giving rise to a discussion or conflict is the approach with regard to criminal contempt and the very freedom of speech and expression guaranteed in Article 19, Part 3 of the Constitution, which whenever witnessed in conflict with any other provision of the Indian Constitution is found to be given supremacy over anything else. The culmination of conflict is existent in the ground that there is absence of one, a predefined parameter capable of either satisfying the ingredients of contempt, and two, a perception as to what can scandalize the court, cause prejudice to any judicial proceeding, or interfere with the administration of justice. However, how much relevance can be absented from the fact that the rights guaranteed under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution were incorporated to somehow secure the justice administration? This year has yet again opened this controversy through the judgment delivered by the Honorable Supreme Court of India in Re Prashant Bhushan and another. Supreme Court, having gone through the minutes of this controversy, it could be culled out that where the debate owing to exercise of fundamental right and contempt can be put to rest. Beginning the issue from the stage where senior advocate Prashant Bhushan was held guilty for the criminal contempt of court under Contempt of Courts Act 1971 for displaying two opinions on a widely used social media platform. Whilst one of his tweets related to the Chief Justice of India riding an expensive motor vehicle during the lockdown period without taking any precautionary measures pertaining to a global pandemic COVID-19, which has eventually led to shutdown of the Supreme Court of India. The other one related to complete downfall of the Indian democracy. Even though the second tweet can be perceived as an opinion, had the opinion halted at the above stated point, however, it was coupled with a question mark on the role of the Honorable Supreme Court of India with a corresponding role of past 4 Chief Justices of India in the aforesaid downfall of the Indian democracy. That was all from my side today regarding contempt. If you would like more information, you can find our contact in the description of this video. Check out more videos from our YouTube channel and see you next time.